there's an article on the American Prospect at prospect.org about Elliot Rodger, the kid that went out and did this shooting last Friday. The suggestion of the article is that his mind was shaped by the ideas of the pickup community, the PUA community, that somehow these misogynistic ideas shaped his mind and led him to commit these acts. Now, as I read this, it got me thinking back to the old scare from the 1980s about Dungeons and Dragons being responsible for, I think it got connected to the Dunblane shooting here in the UK and various other things in the States, this kind of hysteria. There's often a tendency with human beings, we want to look for the reason, we want to look for something we can clearly point our finger at. Now there's some discussion on this recently on Facebook, because I put this up on a group that I'm a member of. I put a link to this article and I said to people, do you think there's some fair points in this? Do you think it really has shaped his mind, led up to this terrible incident, or is it just scapegoating? And some people are coming in on different sides, and somebody asked me what I think. Well, I think there's no doubt that if this guy was involved in the pickup community, those ideas would have shaped his mind, so to speak. No question about it. But so would every other idea that the guy's been exposed to throughout his life. All the influences he's grown up with, all the books he's read, the media that he's read, all manner of experiences are going to have contributed to shaping his worldview, which in turn is going to lead to his attitude and his outlook and start to inform the decisions he's making. Not only is it the ideas he's been exposed to, the influence of the people he's been growing up with and the media that are going to be shaping his mind. There's going to be other biological factors, genetic factors, but also biological factors in the environment as well. This is the important thing to realize. You see, as human beings, we are dealing, when we're dealing with ourselves, with bio-psycho-social systems. All manner of factors come in. There are many variables at play that shape who we are and how we show up and what kinds of decisions that we make. This is an important thing to remember, but it's complex, right? It's not easy, it's not convenient, it's not simplistic enough that we can just say, well, I blame this, it's clearly that, or whatever. It doesn't fit this desire for having an absolutistic cause that we seem to have as human beings. So when thinking about this, did PUA ideology shape his mind? Well, yes, sure it did. So did many, many other things out there in the world, many other things in his diet, in his choice in exercise, in his genetics, all manner of stuff. Of course, it all counts. It all counts. But to quote the systems theorist Donella Meadows here, or to paraphrase her, I'm going to suggest that in these situations, it's more useful to stop asking who's to blame or what's to blame and start asking what's the system. Take a total view. Look at all the factors, consider all the variables before coming to some kind of premature certainty about what the cause may have been. Now, as to the world of pickup, there's an extra point I'm going to make here. Elliot Rodger, it would seem, was a member and a contributor to the website PUA Hate. PUA Hate. So far from being a pickup artist, he's an anti-pickup artist. Now, true enough, PUA Hate, this is a community of people who feel embittered, who feel ripped off by the pickup world, who feel they've been sold false solutions and this kind of thing. But I'm going to suggest that that's even more telling than his involvement with PUA or pickup arts. Why? Because PUA Hate, and if anyone is watching this is a member of PUA Hate, I'm sorry because I'm probably likely to offend you now. PUA Hate is essentially a community of victims. People who have a victim mindset, who feel victimized, who feel angry, and who feel embittered. PUA Hate. That's a strong term. He hates the PUA community. Not the only community he hates. So that in itself is a reflection of a certain psychological attitude, and I think that's far more telling than any shaping that his mind may have got from the PUA community. So that's just my additional thought on that. If you've got any questions about this or any challenges to me or anything, please do make use of the comments section below.